So I'm just preparing for this. There we go. I think we're live. Yes, we are. For this. Just went live. Welcome everyone. It's not going to be, I'm not going to do like a brief live stream. Probably going to be like an hour or two long live stream of me just going through the weather, because there's going to be a lot to talk about right now. Because right now we are nearing the end of September. Well, we have we have 3 more hours till September ends, and then we're going to go into October, which is probably the beginning. This is the start of secondary season, and the cooler temperatures that will occur with this. So, and we're also going to start by saying the hurricane season right now is becoming active. It is already active. Definitely going to see more of these storms occur in October. So wouldn't be surprised to see those. Welcome in, people, everyone. All right, got 3 likes. Make sure to leave a like on the stream. Sorry, I was just tweeting something. So, also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's in the description. Definitely would check it out. I just post daily, weather and stuff like that. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, go ahead. All right, so what time is it? It's 9 p.m. Man, imagine me doing a live stream that late. I'm gonna give it 2 more minutes before we get started. Definitely I want to make sure everyone's settled in, and so yeah. We will also be talking about the aftermath of Helene as well, because there's just so much going on in the Appalachian Mountains. I don't want to report my own stream. That would be messed up. A 2-day graphical tropical weather outlook. I'm on my 2-day. All right, so we're gonna get started here. We're gonna start talking about the tropics first, then we're gonna go talk about other things. I think the most important part about this stream is the disturbance right in the Caribbean Sea, which there is actually some good news about this storm. There is good news that I want to say, but we're going to talk about that in a second. So right now, here's our day 2 graphical tropical weather outlook. You can see we are in a very active hurricane season right now. I think hurricane season just started pretty late. I think August wasn't the month for it in 2024. We do have Joyce right here, which is a tropical depression. It is weakening out, and I would not be surprised if it just completely fizzles out and dies off like in the next couple days or something like that. So Joyce is not going to be a threat to the U.S., but look at Kirk, man. Kirk is rapidly intensifying, which I'll be showing you the images here in just a second. Definitely something to look at here, but this is not going to be a threat as well. I think what this is going to do is one of the troughs is going to reach towards Kirk and just pull it away and not cause any harm to us whatsoever, which is basically typical normal. It's a normal situation for if any storms form out here. And then we also have a disturbance out here as well. There's a pretty high chance of it developing right next to Africa here. It's definitely going to be named to an L name, I'm pretty sure. Definitely something to monitor as well, but I don't think it's going to cause any harm either. Definitely would love to look at that. But also we have a small chance over here in the Caribbean Sea, which might be the one to focus on the most. But there is, like I said before, there is actually some good news with this disturbance right here. So yeah, this could be a good sign. So let's look at our 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook. You can see we already have Joyce, we already have Kirk, but Disturbance 2, like I said, has a pretty high chance of it developing in the next 7 days. 48 hours, definitely a decent chance as well. Wouldn't be surprised if this develops into like a tropical storm because of how warm the waters are in the Atlantic right now, right around here. And we also have this as well, Disturbance 1, which I'm going to be talking about here the most. Disturbance 1, there is actually some good news with Disturbance 1. If you look at the 7-day formation chance through 7 days, it decreased. It decreased by 10%. So it used to be a 50%. Now it's a 40. So I think models are really not showing a pretty concerning storm or hurricane or something like that. I think what the models are saying right now is it's going to not happen. I think a tropical depression is possible, but it won't cause any harm. And it's not going to cause any catastrophic damage or anything like that, which is good news. We do not want a catastrophic hurricane to approach the U.S. once again, because that would be pretty bad. We already had Helene. It was pretty catastrophic, and we don't want that. We really don't. So, yeah, this is pretty much what Disturbance 1 is going to do. I don't see this really developing into much at all, which I'm going to be checking the models here soon. Alrighty, let's look at our, okay, I think this is it. So here is, once again, showing you tropical tidbits. Definitely a website to look at if you want to forecast hurricanes and such. Right now, it all shows Helene because of how historic that storm was. And as you can see, we got a satellite image of Tropical Storm Kirk, which is rapidly intensifying. You can see some bubbling convection rising into the atmosphere. It's definitely over a very potent environment where it's going to become a major hurricane. If you look at the spaghetti models here, you look at that. Most models, spaghetti models, show it to being a major Category 3 hurricane. Some want to go way up high to a Category 4. One wants to go to a Category 5, which I see it becoming like a Category 5 if it continues to go into the most favorable environment for this thing to develop. Definitely rapid intensification is going to be a real thing with this storm, which is pretty interesting. This is around October 1st. Well, this is at 6 p.m. on Monday. And yeah, this is what it's going to do. And you can see some models also show it just being a little bit delayed as well. Like it goes to a Category 4 at the end there. At 156 hours out, it goes to a Category 4. But I think the most accuracy of this model is going to be like a major hurricane at a category 3, which is 60 hours out from now. So definitely pretty interesting if you ask me. Now, a lot of people are going to panic about this and saying, oh, is Kirk going to hit us? No, it is not going to hit us. It's going to be a fish storm. And if you look at the cone of uncertainty, here's the path of it. Here it is right here. This is around 5 p.m. Monday, and then you can see it becomes a hurricane tomorrow in the afternoon hours, and then it becomes a major hurricane somewhere around midnight on Thursday. But then it just it's not going to cause any problems towards us. It's also going to miss Bermuda, which is good news. I think Bermuda will definitely get missed by the storm. The only thing that's going to affect Bermuda is the high tides, which I don't think it's going to be an issue. So definitely some great news if anyone's watching the stream from Bermuda. Here's another example. So we do have the GEPS model here. Right now it does show it as a tropical storm, then rapidly intensifies to a hurricane or a major hurricane, depending on what it's going to do. And then it just gets out of here, gets out of our hair, does not cause any harm. So I think that's good. That's a good sign. Definitely a good sign for this. So yeah, so let's look at Joyce. I think it's dying out completely. Definitely would not be surprised. Some models indicate it wants to go back to tropical storm, but I don't see that really occurring with it. All right, so let's look at our forecast models. Here's the GFS on the tropical tidbits. So here we are, looking at the GFS. I think, no, there's no 0Z. No, there's no 0Z. Okay. So here is the GFS. So as you can see, continuing on, you can see we don't have any tropical activity from that disturbance that's in the Caribbean Sea, which is actually a good sign. Like, I'm not seeing anything. It looks to be more of a rainmaker than anything, but other than that, I don't see much. Although we could see something occur, it's just I really don't see anything too big or anything too concerning right now. After that storm, it's probably gonna be quiet, except for over here. Definitely some sort of like tropical storm or hurricane hitting like Mexico, and then boom, makes landfall, and it brings its rain towards Texas, Oklahoma, and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it for that storm. But other than that, I don't see much occurring with this. What about the European model? Let's see what they have to say about this this storm here. So here we go. We're back. Let's look at that. Once again, the European does not show anything at all. Just only some rain, and that's it. It also doesn't even show. I don't know if that goes that far out, but I don't think it does. Okay. So let's look at the HAFS. I don't know if it's there yet, but let's look at Kirk. So here's an example of Kirk here. I know a lot of people are being like, what is Kirk going to become? Well, here is the HAFS model here, or HAFS-A model, which you can see it rapidly intensify a lot because of how warm the waters are, and boom, becomes a major hurricane, probably around category 3 level, according to the HAFS-A model. So definitely would somewhere around category 3, maybe a category 4, just depending on how warm the waters are. So that's what the HAFS-A model has been saying. And then we also got the HAFS-B model. Let's see what they have to say. So as you can see, still the same. It looks a lot more intense than the HAFS-A model. Look at that, 935 millibars. That is pretty dang powerful. That's a powerful category 4, I'd say. around there. Oops, I did not want to do that. So that is around like, wow, it just goes to 933. That's pretty impressive for something like that. Oh, 932. And then I think once it goes more north, it will weaken out slowly and not become a big concern. So don't worry about Kirk. It's just going to mind its own business and not cause any harm. Definitely producing water spouts. I feel like there's a super outbreak out in the Atlantic Ocean with water spout potential. So yeah, I think that's what's the case. That's the case here. What about the GFS? The GFS kind of does crap you with the hurricanes up close, but I'm just going to give an example. The GFS doesn't show as a pretty aggressive like hurricane or something like that, which is good news, and then just becomes like a extra tropical cyclone in Europe, which is good. That's also a good sign. European model. European loves to make things a little weaker with stuff. Actually, I don't think it does. I don't think it goes to European at all. I think it just stays. I think it stays. Okay. Yeah, it just stays. All right. CFS Weekly. Icon. Satellite imagery. I mean, we already have, there's a super typhoon as well. I'm going to look at this. Wow. Look at that. Look how organized that looks. You got an impressive eye in there. Got a big time eye wall occurring with this, and also some rapid intensification. Man, that is just an impressive typhoon. Man, that is just crazy to look at. That's like a nightmare type storm. I want to see what Kirk looks like in the next 2 days. We'll definitely go live for that in the next 2 days. Definitely going to get a better satellite image of what Kirk will look like. Man. All right, so I think that's pretty much it for this, for the tropical storm or the tropics. Not expecting much to occur. With the tropics, I think we're still not done with hurricane season. We still got October, November. October definitely going to be our peak month for hurricanes, and I think November is when it just slowly dies out and not like cause any harm or anything in the tropics. And then we'll probably focus more on fall tornado season and winter weather, which is pretty interesting because we're starting to get some snow. We might get some snow in the next 2 weeks, which is pretty interesting. All right, so the moment we've been waiting for, we are going to be talking about the severe weather. It's been a long time since I've talked about severe weather because, you know, severe weather has been a pretty wacky during this time of the year. September is when you're going to experience barely anything, only like the tropics, and that's it. So here is the GFS model giving us a better example on what it looks like a little bit far out. If you're not just tuning in, make sure to leave a like on this stream and subscribe to the channel. So here it is. So I think, this is the 18Z. So while we look at this real quick, you can see our weather pattern is looking a little quiet than usual, but look up north. Oh my God, why do I keep doing that? Look up north. We got some snow action up there in Canada, which is actually, we're starting to get some signs of some snow that might occur up there. And then the cool air is going to come down into like North Dakota. And then you're still going to get some snow up there. Yeah, the snow is coming, guys. I think everyone wants some snow after a long summer of 2024. And then a lot of uncertainty still remains. You got some troughing action occurring with this, but not as like spring is. Spring is an opposite story. And then you got some sort of like mini Arctic blast occurring in like the Northeast. I wouldn't call it an Arctic blast. I would call it like more of a cold-ish storm. Like if like during the morning hours, definitely gonna be like in the 30s or something like that. All right, let's see. So here's our jet stream. Got an impressive trough right here. Definitely a little bit negatively tilted. I'm not sure if it's causing any severe weather up there. No, it is not. I think this might be wrong here. I don't think it's going to do severe weather or anything. And then here's our jet stream. You got some zonal flow occurring with this, still printing out that, according to the GFS. Zonal flow, meaning that there's no troughing, or there's no trough action going on. There's no like ridging or anything. It's just a quiet pattern. And zonal flow is a good thing for us because you definitely need a break from that. But that's not going to last long. You're definitely going to see some little divots coming in. You got a little clipper system up north, definitely causing some sort of severe weather, but I'm not seeing it. And then there's some ridging going on there in the west, definitely going to cause some warm air. And like I said, in the middle of October, it seems like we're going to go back into trough action. We got the jet stream starting to dip down because of the Earth's tilt to us. We're starting to pull away from the sun. Definitely going to see the jet stream dip down a little bit more in the middle of like October or something like that. Maybe even November. But actually, you know what? I would not be surprised if this fall, well, for now, this fall has been a lot warmer than usual. So we're experiencing probably one of the warmest falls in a long time. I mean, but we're not going to experience like 90-degree weather or anything like that, which is good. But so that's pretty much it. I'm not seeing any I'm not seeing anything really concerning with the GFS or anything or the severe weather or anything. I think we're going to be in a quiet pattern for a long time. But if you live like in the Northeast, you're probably going to experience, I think this prints out a better example, even though this is not going to happen. You're probably going to experience some cooler weather than usual in the Northeast, and you got some ridging going on. So warmer air is going to come in, and then you got some cool air. So this is like a flip-flop pattern. But what you need for trough action is you need it to be more to the west, and then you got some ridging going on in the east. That's when you're going to get your big time severe weather. And you need your trough negatively tilted in order for a severe weather outbreak to occur. Positively tilted troughs can do the same thing. However, it's pretty rare for that to happen. There are some examples of positively tilted troughs causing severe weather outbreak, maybe a tornado outbreak, but yeah, I think negatively tilted troughs are definitely the troublemakers on this. So I'm not seeing much occur. So looking at our supercell composites, according to the GFS, here's what it looks like. So barely any supercell composites at all, except for maybe Monday. If you look at Monday, you got a little bit of supercell composites in there. Let's take a look at the hodograph or the sounding. There is definitely some capping in place, so I wouldn't worry about that if you're in Indiana or anything like that. And we're like a week out, so don't be concerned about this. There is a little bit of capping in place in Indiana and Illinois. Actually, I haven't checked Illinois. Let's see if there's anything that could occur with that. Again, there is a little bit of issues with that. Let's look at Michigan. Michigan is a little bit interesting. It's not a terrible sounding, I don't think, but not a good environment. So I wouldn't worry too much. And you got supercell composites in Florida, and a lot of uncertainty still remains. So the only interesting thing about the severe weather is definitely going to be next Sunday, which next Sunday could be something to watch for in case this uptrends a little bit. But I highly doubt it's going to be a severe weather maker due to how bad the soundings are. There are some really bad soundings, and yeah, this one isn't as good. There's capping going on there. But Sunday or Monday, it just depends on what happens, you know. If you're now just tuning in, I'm not talking about the tropics anymore. I just discussed that already. But if you want to ask me questions about that, feel free to. We'll definitely be live for like an hour or two, depending on how many people tune in. If barely anyone tunes in, I'm just going to end the live stream. I mean, it's going to be funny because usually whenever I just try to end the live stream, people tune in. It's weird. But anyways, we're probably going to be looking at a quiet pattern. I'm not seeing anything too concerning. So enjoy the quiet weather for a little bit, guys. Until like middle of October, I think you're definitely going to want to watch that. All right, I haven't checked the European model. Let's see what it says. See what the European has to say about this. Here's our jets. Here's our bulk shear. Okay, I think I need to be on the. Does it have like the jet stream? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay, here's the jet stream, 500 millibar height and wind. So, I mean, it still shows the same thing as the GFS. Like we got some zonal flow occurring, but it doesn't last that long. And then you got a little divot, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. And you got some ridging going on. Definitely keep everything nice and warm around the west. Yeah, I think if you're in like Colorado, Utah, Nevada, Arizona, you're definitely going to experience some pretty warm temperatures or even hot temperatures. And Arizona had their temperatures broken in September, which is pretty crazy to think about. I think they're pretty sick and tired of the heat. They want to like take a break from it, which I don't blame them for. So yeah, classic fall pattern right now. But usually when it comes to fall troughs and ridges and stuff, it's not going to last long because there are some issues with fall troughs. Daytime heating is less. There's less like daytime heating, which also indicates a less favorable severe weather maker because troughs need daytime heating. They really do. And when it comes to spring and daytime lasts longer, you're going to get more energy and more heating for storms to get fueled up and get ready to go. Yeah, you got to have the perfect trough for it to occur, for a severe weather outbreak to occur during the fall season. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, we're starting to get some snow too. Let's look at our snow totals here, or not our snow totals. Let's look at our rainfall totals. So here's our rainfall over the next like 366 hours. Yeah, if you're in Florida, you're definitely going to get a lot of rain. And like the Gulf states, I'd say are going to get a lot of rain. Including these areas over here in Kentucky, you're definitely going to experience some rain as well in the future, but that's a lot of uncertainty in place. So, yeah, and there's also areas that were affected by Helene that don't need any rain anymore. They don't want it, but they're going to get some more rain in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Helene caused some very bad catastrophic damage in the southern Appalachian Mountains, which is unfortunate. It kind of sucks for them, honestly. There's a lot of storm chasers out there helping them out, I am just happy they're doing that. I wish I could do the same thing, but for me, I am just a young person. I don't have a lot of experience with stuff like that, but once I get used to it, I will definitely go out and help others in need, which will be cool. I don't know how many people are watching? Just one. It's just probably my account. I think we'll probably end the stream here. but I'm gonna go live for a little bit longer. But anyways, our Storm Prediction Center, day 1, categorical outlook, nothing too crazy. Day 2, nothing too crazy, not seeing much occur. Day 3, once again, and all day 4 through 8. I don't think hold on, let me read this. So I think in like the next week or so, we could see some severe weather occur, but right now it's a lot of uncertainty with that. And here's our temperature outlook. You can see the west, due to the ridging occurring, the west isn't going to experience way above the average of temperatures here. Definitely going to be hot in Arizona if you're not, or in Southern California. Nevada is getting hit by this. I think Utah will definitely get the worst of it, honestly, with the heat. But that's pretty much it. Colorado definitely going to get it as well. So if you want a sigh of relief of the heat, I don't think it's going to go away for the next like 2 to 3 weeks. Let's look at our day to 8 through 14. Definitely going to be above average in Idaho, Utah, Wyoming, which is pretty unfortunate. I bet you all desperately want some cooler temperatures in play, but we are not seeing anything relatively below average. I have not seen anything like that yet for a long time. And our day 6 through 10 participation type, pretty low over here in like South Dakota. There's like this one spot that is barely going to get anything. We're also widespread drought conditions are going to continue. Definitely going to be above the participation in Florida, Georgia, which don't need rain anymore. 8 through 14, and the drought conditions continue across into the east, where I live too. I'm definitely going to experience a little bit of drought issues, but I don't think they're going to cause any problems for us, which is good. I remember that time I remember last year we had drought conditions where like most of the rivers where I live were just fading away. And the creek where I live was super dried out. It was just horrible. The temperatures last year were absolutely horrific. Like July was just so hot. Like it was just 100 degrees every day. It was, I would say 100 degrees every day. Not what it feels like. It's 100 degrees every day. What it feels like is 110. Which is absolutely bizarre. Like last year was probably one of the hottest years I've ever experienced in my life. But man, it was a crazy last year, that's for sure. Due to El Nino's conditions, definitely screwed the rivers up. We needed the rain, but we didn't do it. We didn't get any rain. Here's our current hazards. We definitely have some heat advisories, excessive heat warnings across Arizona and California. And if you look up there, look at that. We got some freeze warnings up there in Idaho, Montana, Wyoming. But that's probably not going to last that long because, it's going to be a lot warmer up there due to the ridging going on. Got some freeze warnings. I already said that. Still got some flood warnings over here still. We do got a tornado warning, which I don't know where it's at, but it might have been expired. Probably somewhere in Virginia, I'd say, but that's pretty much it. We're probably going to enter into like a pattern to where we're not going to see much occur with this. So, yeah, I don't think this stream's going to do much. We're probably going to end it there. Well, I'll probably be back Wednesday because tomorrow I got things to do. I have a lot to do tomorrow. I got to get prepared for tomorrow. I have to clean the basement and get my car taken care of tomorrow. Definitely going to go live Wednesday or something like that. If I have time. Tuesday is just unlikely for me. I think Wednesday and Thursday could be the best time for me to go live once again. I think that's pretty much it. I don't have much to say. Even though I think the reason why there's nobody watching because it's a Monday night, people want to go to bed, which I don't blame them for. Which I think I understand. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this live stream. I'm probably gonna wrap it up here because I think it's